Hi, my name is Yona. I'm the after school leader at Field Teen Center, and today I'm going to talk about the comic series The Woods, written by James Tynion and illustrated by Michael Dialynas. The story begins when an entire high school, including the building, the more than 500 students, and all of the staff, is scooped up and transported into a hostile alien planet where they have to fight to survive against monsters and sometimes each other. You'll like this series if you liked Stranger Things or Lord of the Flies, because it definitely has teens versus weird supernatural stuff solving mysteries together. And it also has teens versus teens in a situation where they're trying to get fresh water and food and survive against the elements. This is a pretty short series for a comic. It's broken into 36 issues, which are like the little chapters, and 9 volumes that each collect several issues. You can probably find it at your local library. I read some of mine physically as a book and some of it digitally through Hoopla. If you are reading through Hoopla, be careful because it has all of the issues but not all of the volumes. And each issue counts as one of your 4 books that Hoopla allots you every month. So you can go through your cap on Hoopla for the month pretty quickly reading this series. I also do have to say this series has a lot of blood and violence in it. Like within the first couple pages, people get gotten by some of these monsters. So if you're sensitive to that kind of content, this might not be the series for you. But if you like an adventure story with characters who take big risks and really grow and change and challenge each other, there's a lot to like here. So the art is basically as it's pictured on this front cover. All of the illustrations inside are full color, and the volumes often have additional art and concept drawings in the back that you can enjoy. The characters have a lot of detail, from like the pins on his backpack that say something about his backstory to these really beautifully done backgrounds. So this is kind of what you can expect, and I think it's really lovely art. But the real star of the show is the characters, because there are some strong personalities, and I found them really interesting and engaging. There are 7 main characters. Some of them are on the front cover, and a couple of them didn't quite make it on there, but are on some of the covers of the other volumes. So we've got Calder, who's the screw-up class clown. We've got Adrian, who is the arrogant intellectual who wants to solve all the puzzles. We have Isaac, who's an anxious theater nerd, and Karen, who is the lacrosse player who's just trying to figure out what she wants to do with her life. Ben, who is a gentle giant with a secret crush. Off screen, not pictured here on the cover, there's also Sanami, who is a really sarcastic, funny, grounded person who tries to keep the group in check. And Maria, who is the neurotic student council president. So throughout the 9 volumes, at certain times, some of them are friends, sometimes they're fighting against each other, and sometimes they're also fighting against the adults. They're all trying to figure out, how are they going to feed themselves? Do they need to build structures? Do they need to go out and fight the monsters? There are rival groups that they end up fighting against. There's just a lot going on, and each of these characters also has other factors going on in their lives. Like one of them has a brother that they come into conflict with. And, you know, one of them, he has this secret crush that started before they ended up among the monsters. And that definitely comes into play with how he interacts with some of these people. Because when you're in a do or die situation, secrets don't last very long. It kind of changes how important a secret crush feels compared to like not dying. Something else I really liked about this story is that the monster designs are really cool. And some of them reminded me of Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's a sort of monkey looking one that looks like Momo. So that's really fun to see them interact with the characters too. And these characters, they really go all in. You know, we've got some spears for fighting monsters here. Some of them, you know, people die in this story. They take real risks. There's somebody who ends up with an eye patch later on. So they change physically as a response to what they're living through. But they also really change who they are as people. And it comes to a point where some of them realize that they are the only ones who can save not only themselves from these hungry monsters, but also planet Earth. It's got monsters, it's got romance, it's got alien technology, it's got like war against other human groups, it's got politics and mutiny. So there's a lot to like in this book, and I really hope you'll check it out so we can talk about it. Tell me who your favorite character is. Tell me which one of these monsters you would ride into battle. Leave us a comment and let us know what you think.